Another ride starting from Rock Creek Campground, the 1210 ride, which will now be referred to as the Tarbell Quarter Loop, is a great little ride if you're tired of doing out and backs on Cold Creek, don't want all the climbing of a Tarbell half loop, but still want to get some turns in after work. Overall, the ride ends up being about 9.2 miles with 1,100 feet of vertical. Start out at Rock Creek Campground, which is a mile down the 1000 road from the Cold Creek parking area. The campground does show up on most GPS systems. Take the first right past the campground gate and park in the little parking area next to the pavilion. Make sure you have your Discover Pass displayed prominently in the windshield, and don't forget the camp host often locks the gate at sundown. On your bike, proceed to the L1000 road and turn left. Turn left again on the L1200 road at the gravel intersection with the nice view of Silver Star Mountain. After about a mile, you'll come to this intersection with the 1210 road, where you'll turn left. Now keep going until you get to the intersection with the 1210A. Go left again and ride for about another quarter mile until you reach this dead end, where there's usually a pile of burned garbage. There's a trail back here that sort of just crosses the creek. It looks like the creek got a little high, so the trail has become a side channel. Be prepared to get a little bit wet on this ride. Once you've crossed the creek, keep riding on the L1210 for about 2.8 miles. Ignore this first intersection and keep riding, it's just a spur. Keep going until you get to this intersection with the 1100C. Climb up this steep hill for about 2,000 linear feet until you reach this trail intersection. Turn left at this intersection. Now you're on the Tarbell, and this is where the fun starts. From here, the Tarbell is mostly downhill back to the Rock Creek Campground. After about a half mile of mostly downhill trail, you'll come to this intersection. Follow the signs left to the Rock Creek Campground. There will be another road crossing in about 1,000 feet, but the continuation of the trail is really obvious. Just keep going. Almost exactly 1 mile after this road crossing, there's another slightly more confusing road crossing. It helps to see from above what's going on here, so let's thank Google Earth for this aerial view of the trail intersection. As you can see, you want to go up the hill, not down, but this isn't readily obvious when you're down on the ground. So, go up the hill and you'll see the trail intersection on your right. There are lots of clear cuts throughout the Tarbell system, so you can't be dependent on landmarks. The visual environment tends to change dramatically from one season to the next, depending on how much logging activity there's been in the area from one year to the next. The logging companies are required to restore the trail, and generally they do a pretty good job, but sometimes it can look pretty chewed up when they're done. Most of the rest of the road crossings are pretty obvious. From here you can dependably go downhill on all sections of trail that have been turned into road. There is this one section of about 300 yards of road. It feels alarming to start coasting down the road so fast, unsure if all that elevation you're losing is going the wrong way or not, but be assured, the trail will continue on the left, right here. From this point on, it's difficult to get lost. You'll come out at a bridge after another mile that leads to the campground. Go left on the Campground Loop Road and you'll be back at the parking area, hopefully before dusk. This is a great after-work recovery ride if you're near the Tarbell Loop. Now, get out there and go ride your bike.